There we go. We live. We live. What's up, y'all? I'm gonna give it like 30 seconds and then hopefully you can hear me. I think I got it set up. Give it about, I'll wait till 201. 201, 202. See if I can get anybody in here. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Sick. Sick. Let me do this. 1080. Thought it was supposed to stream in 4K. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so basically, we are going to watch this freaking, what's it called? The Auto series by SSL. I think it's interesting that they've taken this route, but I guess it makes sense because they bought Sonable or however you say it, or partnered or whatever the case is. Um, yeah, so it's interesting. And the last time I streamed, the stream popped off. So seems like everybody enjoyed that. But anyways, let me go back to this. And yeah, I just think it's interesting. I don't know what anybody else thinks about it really. Um, is it kind of weird that people, or not people, is it kind of weird that SSL is doing this? Sorry, my camera's over here, my screen's right there, so it's a little awkward right now. I just think it's interesting that I don't know, and it also seems like people don't really care. Like there's a few people that are like, what the fuck? And then there's a few people that are like, whatever. But clearly it's geared towards people that don't have any technical knowledge about mixing or recording or anything like that. So makes sense. I think for me, that's where the AI stuff is really going to um, make a lot more sense, in my opinion, just because yeah, I mean, yeah, it makes total sense. I mean, a lot more people are doing stuff on their own at home. And then it's not even particularly to like music or anything. It's just like, you know, voice actors, stuff like that. So it's like if they need something quick and easy to um, get up and go and send the stuff off for mixing, then makes total sense to do that. But fix my mic. But anyways, let's watch it. Let's watch it. Let's do some live commentary because I watched a little bit of it and I was like, you know what? Let me finish it on stream or whatever.
The next level. Let's kick off with the
Might be
first
too
of our
loud.
trio,
Let me know.
Auto EQ, based on the EQ section of the immortal SSL 4K channel strip, known for its in-your-face, punchy sound and unmatched flexibility, comprising of a 4-band parametric EQ with additional high and low pass filters. Now, the E-Series EQ underwent several design iterations through its life, each providing unique tonal characteristics that evolved over time. So much like its original counterpart, Auto EQ has the ability to switch between
I
the
will say
default ground knob EQ.
at least they what's it called didn't make up something new. Like they did something familiar with the EQ compressor. And what's the other thing?
Curve, known for
Was auto EQ, dynamics. Oh, and the bus. The bus is weird. I don't know why they wouldn't just do like a de-esser or something, unless the dynamic. We'll figure it out. But I do think it's a good idea that they stuck with classic stuff that they are known for, because yeah, I think if they would have done anything else, it kind of wouldn't have made sense. But I don't know. I'm also thinking as of somebody that is familiar with their stuff, so I don't know. But yeah, let's continue.
gritty, aggressive sound to the black knob EQ, introducing wider curves and a more refined sound with steeper filters for more control and advanced flexibility. And with the AI learning feature implemented within Auto EQ, the plugin will automatically set the optimum EQ curve for the source as defined by your chosen processing
If you're
style,
just tuning in,
giving you the
we're
perfect
checking
tool to
out
shape
this
your
new
sound,
auto
with the
series
filters remaining completely
by
user
SSL.
controllable as to retain the mix balance. It all
These
starts with a profile
silly
and
little
style
plugins.
control, where Profile tells the AI assistant what source it's working with, be it kick, snare, vocal, or more, and optimizing the channel strip process for that signal type. And unlike a preset with fixed parameters, the selected profile adapts intelligently to your input.
I was about to say that
Style
would
then
be
shapes the character of the process.
I just stopped the stream. Oh, okay. I was gonna say that would be weird if it wasn't or if it was fixed, because then you're like just use presets, but that makes sense that it will adjust to let me close this. It makes sense that it will adjust to the sound of whatever it is detecting or something. So that's a good sign.
With neutral, warm or bright, while the intensity controls let you push the processing from subtle to 200% for bold results. Together, profile and style give you flexible, editable starting points. So, let Sonible's AI analyze your audio and deliver real-time recommendations so you can move fast, stay creative, and between Autodyne and Auto EQ, achieve musical results with the authentic SSL 4000D sound. Moving on then to the next plugin in the trio is Autodyne, based on the dynamic section of the same 4000D channel strip. Known for its punchy response, the channel dynamics deliver aggressive compression and fast gating, and for many engineers is the pinnacle of SSL dynamics. Now the 4000E was the first SSL console to introduce program-dependent attack times.
So yeah, I don't know, so far it just seems like they are trying to sell it to people that are already in the industry, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But who knows? We'll see. We're only a minute into the video, 2 minutes in the video.
Between 3 milliseconds and 30 milliseconds. And it was this innovation that allowed the attack time to respond dynamically to the frequency and amplitude of the incoming signal, or by engaging the selectable fixed fast attack mode, setting the attack at 3 milliseconds for consistent rapid response. And with the 4K's dynamics being a staple on so many records across the last 4 decades of music, the AI assistant in Autodyne has a wealth of modeling to impart on your track. So, similar to Auto EQ, the same profile and style controls are available to help define the processing, with profile telling the AI assistant how to shape the dynamics depending on the source input, be it drums, bass or vocals or more.
We get that.
Optimizing the compressor.
This bus is
plugin in our trio is Auto Bus, the almighty SSL bus compressor, now supercharged by Sonible's AI assistant to provide recommended processing.
Wait, actually, I'm curious. Do you have to use the AI part? Like, can you just use these as regular standard plugins? You know what I mean? Instead of having to rely on the AI aspect of it, can you just use them as normal plugins? Because I'd be curious on how they would sound if they actually, like, does this actually sound like an SSL bus compressor? Or does it, I don't know, do they just make up some shit and put like a UI on it that looks like a SSL?
Or instrument buses, but retaining all control to the user with all the usual well-known parameters. Autobus is ideal for streamlining your workflow, getting the classic SSL bus comp sound in your mix. Now everyone knows the SSL bus compressor, introduced in the 4000B and refined through the years in every large format SSL analog console.
I wonder
since the
if
70s. Its versatility is arguably what makes it so legendary.
I wonder if they are low latency, because that would be another thing too. Because if this is going to be for people that are new, or you know, just need some quick mixing or mixing, I wonder if they're low latency so they can track through them. Probably not, because AI isn't probably low latency, right? Or maybe it is, I don't know.
Any mix from any genre and gently, or not so gently, molding it into a finished record.
It's the same
and now
thing.
the process is...
Alright, let's see what these sound like.
Okay, so we're going to jump into the mix, and I've got this wicked house track by my boy Levan, and he's given us the stems, and I've thrown them into our DAW, and I've got Auto Series sort of smattered around to sort of...
This is such a weird setup to me when studios do this.
And I've thrown them into our DAW, and...
Like this, like the huge screen in front. Like, I don't know, I've tried to do that before, but it's just like too big, and it like messes up my vision. I don't know. Do people really like? I guess so. I don't know.
Got Auto Series
what they have right
around
here,
to sort of
the little cart off to the side. That's like classic right there. That's what I think works better. But I'm also like used to working, like looking at the screen and then having the speakers in between your left or your right or whatever you know side you choose. But I feel like this is such a weird setup. Whatever.
How quickly we can shape this mix. But first off, let's have a listen to the drop section with no processing at all. Okay, so straight away there's quite a lot of low mid build up. I'm not getting the punch of the kick coming through. It feels quite sort of dark in the top end. So let's load up Auto Series. So we've got EQ, Dyne, and Auto Bus.
Putting two compressors on there.
Immediately there's more clarity. I've got more definition in the low end. And it's definitely brighter, so it's lifted the top end, giving us some more air.
Interesting.
Okay,
I didn't hear any of that.
That is...
Let's go back. I didn't hear any... And everything he said I did not hear.
More definition in the low...
But also, it's not helpful that they didn't say when they were putting stuff in. I mean, I guess on screen you can see that, but...
Dyne and Auto Bus.
Okay.
And immediately there's more clarity. I've got more definition in the low end.
No, I don't hear that at all. It just sounds like it got a lot smaller. If anything, I don't think it was helpful. But that's just my opinion.
And immediately there's more clarity.
I hear the clarity part because they're adding top end, clearly. But the punch or whatever, if anything, it sounds like the kick went away.
I've got more definition in the low end. And it's definitely brighter, so it's lifted the top end, giving us some more air.
I don't hear that at all.
Okay, so...
Either he really hears that, or it's just flubbing for the video, or he does hear that, and he's just describing what the AI did, which I think the AI didn't do a good job, in my opinion. It did the opposite of what he said he wanted to do.
That is a quick, dirty example of what Auto Series can do just straight away without really sort of diving into it. But let's take a closer look. So
Even
I've got
closer.
Auto EQ on all the drum elements, like the kick, snare, claps, hi-hat, and I've got Auto EQ also on the drum bus. So let's first off take a look at Auto EQ. Now this here is our drum bus EQ.
Okay.
And as you can see, it's already got some preferential parameters, but I'm going to quickly reset that. And we are going to play this section. I'm going to solo the drums, and it's going to do an overall analysis. We pick our style, so I want the drums to retain a lot of the low end, so I'm going to keep them quite warm.
Okay.
And I profile as drums, so we just go and select the drums, and let's now hit learn. And that's going to, the Sonable AI assistant is going to await the incoming audio that we're going to process.
Okay.
So as soon as I hit play, that will start doing the analysis, and then it will come up with some sort of ballpark areas where it thinks that the drum should sit.
So not accurate, ballpark. Which I think if you were just to take some time to learn a little bit of mixing, you could get farther than ballpark. But we're leaving it up to the AI plugin to get us to ballpark.
With some sort of ballpark areas where it thinks that the drum should sit. So let's see what it does.
Interesting.
So it's immediately pulling down that hi-hat section, but it's pushing up sort of the air bands. We've got the primary fundamental of the clap is being sort of pushed forward, and we've got a little bit of roll off from the low end.
You want the fundamental of the clap. Why would you want that?
Now, this is a wicked starting point, but the really nice thing about Auto EQ...
This is just all my opinion, by the way. I'm not saying he's wrong or anything. And also, I know that this is a product video, so I know they need to say certain things to sell you on the product, but yeah, I don't know. It's just funny.
It just starts off as a suggestion. It's taken its machine learning and it's given us a ballpark. See,
that's where I think it's weird. Like, why do you want to purchase something or have something get you ballpark? Because then you're taking an extra step that's unnecessary when you're better off just kind of learning how to do it yourself, and then you won't need to do this. You won't need to ballpark it. Is that weird? Is that weird to think that way? Is that just me?
It's got to where it sort of thinks this should sit,
punk about it?
But we have full capability of diving in and tweaking this. So first off, I think I want a little bit more low end.
That's
So
like it's
I'm
kind
gonna
of
go
like
and find the
it's kind of like this. It's kind of like if you have, let's say you spend all this money on a Tesla, right? And you put in GPS to auto drive you there, but you expect it to get you there because it's AI. But what if it just ballparked and left you somewhere nearby where you wanted to be? You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Like, it's the same thing. It's like, why wouldn't you just like learn how to drive a little bit and maybe get you to your destination closer? I don't know. Like I said, I think this is just me talking about people if they are trying to sell it to people that are already doing stuff and already have an understanding. Doesn't make any sense. For new people, it makes sense because they don't know what's going on. They just know that it's potentially sounding better than them just, having like a flat sound, whether it's vocally mixing or whatever the case is. That it makes sense. But I think when it comes to AI and they're trying to sell it to people, and I'm not even talking about specifically SSL at this point, I'm just talking about in general, it just seems like they these companies are wanting you, they're selling you on something that's like getting you halfway, that like a half result. I don't know, like it's like a step back in a way. Like, you know what I mean? I think that's why the argument when like, AI is going to take over music or audio or whatever the hell people are saying, like I'm just like, but it's not. At least not anytime soon. Like unless it just absolutely does something perfect, but at the end of the day all this shit's subjective anyway, so whatever it thinks sounds good or whatever you think sounds good may not sound good to another AI or to another engineer, music person, audio person, whatever. So I don't know. Kind of like a
fundamental,
weird concept, if that makes sense.
which I think is about 60 hertz, and I'm gonna boost that a little bit more.
Oh, so now he's doing it
And you'll
manually.
also notice these green bands
Let's see.
around the. I want a little bit more low end, so
Sorry if you
I'm
can hear
gonna
my
go
neighbor.
and find the fundamental, which I think is about 60
Wait,
hertz.
I keep missing it. Hold on.
It's machine
So he
learning, and it's
decided
given us
not
a
to use
ballpark,
the AI version.
given the frequency information it's got, to where it sort of thinks this should sit. But we have full capability of diving in and tweaking this. So first off, I
See, that doesn't
think I
make
want a
sense. So now you're bypassing the AI because you're not trusting it in the first place, and now you're doing it yourself. Just get a normal plugin, or in this case, get their normal SSL plugin, and just do it yourself.
more low end, so I'm gonna go and
See,
find the
these are
fundamental,
like the
which I think
little
is about.
tidbits of product videos like this, where it's like you don't even know that you're being, I don't want to say tricked, but you're just the way they get you sucked in. And then now he's just mixing normally. He's not even relying on the AI at this point. He's just doing it himself. So it's just like, then what's the point of getting in this AI plugin if at the end of the day you still have full control over it and he's about to just do it himself? See what you smelling what I'm cooking? You cooking what I'm smelling?
60 hertz, and I'm going to boost that a little bit more. And you'll also notice these green bands around.
Because this is also the opposite. If we go back to the beginning of the demo, when he started, he is doing the opposite of what the AI thought it needed. And when he did the AI version, he was saying that it sounded clarity, punchier, whatever. But the EQ curve is opposite of what the AI is, and now he's probably about to say it's way punchier. So he's saying the same thing for two different results. So that doesn't make any sense. But also that goes back to the part where I'm saying that all this stuff is subjective. In a way, if he truly feels like the AI version, let's just assume that he is thinking that the AI version was good, and now he's gonna probably say the same thing he was saying about the AI version, is that this sounds good. Then it's like who is right at this point? You know what I mean? It's like whatever he thinks is right. Hopefully, it's making sense.
Knobs that I've changed, and that shows
says.
how much deviation I've gone from the auto EQ. So you can see that we've knocked this down to 40 hertz. I want that probably a little bit higher.
Let's see what he says. Let's see what he says.
And we're in about the same sort of gain range, but we can can really push that. And that sort of just means that I can just make really quick changes, but the suggestion, the starting point, is giving us a real great jumping off point to sort of get these drums working. So,
but then why wouldn't you just make that decision without the AI? Because at the end of the day, he was gonna make this decision anyway. Does that make sense? See how this doesn't make any sense when you have, I don't know, you just gotta sit and think about these things. Doesn't make any sense. Like I said, for people that are brand new, that have no idea what's going on, totally fine. Trying to get a quick result, you have no understanding of these or vague understanding, and it's going to give you a better result than you just having, you know, in this case, a flat EQ curve or flat compression or no compression. I'm sure we'll get to, but at the end of the day, when there's somebody more technical behind the plugin, yeah, they're just gonna make their own judgment on it. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
Controls. So whilst we're playing it, we can pull that down a bit, sort of back to flat.
So you got like a mix knob.
Sort of shape it in, or we can go nuts.
I always think it's kind of weird
really
when EQs
sort of push it in that intensity to 200% to over accentuate that EQ curve. But I think it was bang on with 100.
Like, it's weird to me. It's a weird concept.
So the next thing to look at is Autodyne, and that is the dynamic section out of the same.
All right, well, I'm sure he's going to do the same exact thing.
Now, we've got the kick drum here, so let's solo that up. And I've got Autodyne doing a lot of compression and gating, but let's just bypass that and hear what it sounds like without the processing.
Does it sound better without it? Let's find out.
Quite a clean sample, but there's a little bit of noise just after the transient. So let's turn this on. And we've got our style. I want to retain a lot of the body of this, so we'll keep the style soft. Got the profile set as kick. Okay. And let's learn. Now immediately, we're getting a bit more transient shaping because the gate's kicking in.
Are we though? Are we though?
We've got quite a lot of compression. You've got about 6 dB.
That's okay.
And this is just a really nice jumping off point. Let's hear this in context with the rest of the kit. If I take Autodyne out, we'll see where the kick sits. So we've lost a little bit of the bass wave.
That big of a difference.
Compression.
Did we though? Or is it just like, it just got smaller because we're compressing it? Because that's how compressors work typically. That's what I'm saying. If you just have a basic understanding of how these things work, when it comes to these kind of things, as, like I said, as somebody that does have an understanding, it's just all caca. It's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that like him specifically or this company or whatever. I'm just saying, I don't know. It's fishy. It's fishy. This is like these product videos, and like I said, not specific to SSL, I'm just saying AI product videos are more sillier than regular product videos when you can tell it's just for the video, obviously, to sell, which I get. It's business at the end of the day, but yeah, it's just like even sillier because it's like I said, it's just like you're going to end up reverse engineering what you just told the AI to do. And also, like, I don't know, doesn't make it.
We are getting more of the punch. So I reckon.
Okay, we're reversing what the AI did. Okay.
Let's just use these to jump away.
Even though we're claiming, or most audio companies, or in general, are supposed to be quicker result, faster. But if it's quicker, I'm still having time to go in and dial in what I'm looking for exactly.
Medium's giving more of that punch.
Is it getting punchier? I don't think it's getting punchier. I think
that gives us a cleaner kick drum to then push up into the mix. And because we're getting quite a lot of reduction, I reckon we can push this output a bit.
Wait, does this not have auto gain?
Into that.
Because typically the SSL compressors will have auto gain. Did they not build that into this?
Drum bus.
I don't get the cleaner part,
And that's
though.
given us a real nice jumping off point to go into.
But like I
auto
said, I
bus.
know this is all just a product video, so
Let's
gotta
have a quick
take everything
listen
with a grain
to
of salt.
Autobus on the master, because I think that's where it really does shine as well. So,
makes
same
sense.
place.
Makes sense.
Here's my Autobus on the master bus.
Okay. What words are we gonna use
Now, we've made a load of changes, so I do need to relearn this. Let's turn that back on. I'm going to reset that.
Okay.
And I've got my mix set to electronic, which I think is the most appropriate out of this. And let's hit learn. Now I think we drop that off a bit.
We basically got the same.
And that's brilliant. That's exactly the sort of the sound I'd look for.
What's the sound? He didn't explain the sound.
I think we can tweak this to get a little bit better.
See what I mean?
So let's take that side chaining up to 125. Let that kick and bass really push through.
Wasn't pushing through before? Let me see. Let me see. Let
I'm
me see. Was it not pushing through before? Let me put my headphones on.
and that's brilliant. That's exactly the sort of the sound I'd look for. I think we can tweak this to get a little bit better. So let's take that side chaining up to 125. Let that kick and bass really push through.
Okay, I didn't see that part. All right.
I'm gonna drop that threshold down a bit. I think we can add a bit more makeup gain.
I knew he was going for the auto.
Release, do its thing. Let's bypass that. And look, you get so much clarity.
And look, you get so much clarity from a compressor.
So quickly.
But remember, we have a little bit of makeup gain. The classic trick, which doesn't bother me personally, but I know a lot of people don't like that.
Let's bypass that. And look, you get so much clarity.
And look, you get so much clarity.
In punch so quickly.
Punch.
I mean, yeah, that's doing the thing, right?
Well, the only reason we're getting the punch, say we are getting punch, is because we're using the high pass filter. So obviously that kick and stuff is gonna poke through a little bit more. But the clarity from a compressor, come on.
And look how quick was that? We've hit the learn button, we've made a few adjustments, and now that...
Was that quick though? It kind of took a little bit. I feel like if you were just to set up the compressor, because at the end of the day, no matter what, he was going to end up with these settings anyways, whether he did it manually or with AI. So just set it manually and it would have been quicker than AI.
That's doing the thing, right?
We have to sit there, let it learn, make adjustments, and you can just like not let it learn and just make the adjustments, just use a normal SSL. I don't know.
And look how quick was that? We've hit the learn button, we've made a few adjustments, and now that is absolutely singing on the master bus. If you are new to mixing and you
there we go. Keyword right there. These are the people that this is for.
It's singing on the master
Right
bus. If you are new to mixing and you want a crash course in how to use a bus compressor or the 4K channel strip.
Whoops. That's what this is for.
These Auto Series plugins are going to give you an immediate...
But the only problem is that this demonstration showed that he had to make adjustments. But if it is a crash course or for people that are new to mixing, those people don't want to mess with any of this stuff because they don't know what it means. They just want the AI to do its thing. So maybe they should have made a video with just straight up using AI and making no adjust. Maybe they should just have a version with none of these knobs. They just have the learn button and that's it. The learn button Maybe not even the meter, just a learn button, and it should just say auto bus. That's what they should have. Auto dine, learn button, auto EQ, learn button. And then there should be like a drop down menu that lets you do stuff manually. Maybe it says expert mode on it or some bullshit. I don't know.
Insight into how best to use them, and
Wait, available now? Oh, okay, I thought you had have a whole different thing. I think that's their subscription thing, right?
it still gives you the ability to sort of put your own fingerprints on the mix. It's not taking over for you,
Right.
it's just giving you the best starting point.
So yeah, like I said, I think it's totally fine and it's nothing against this company or the plugins or him, whatever. Like obviously it's a product video, but I'm just saying I think the fact that plugin companies we're talking about now are doing these AI plugins, which I don't think there's a problem with that, but it's just like it should just have the button and you shouldn't have any control over anything. Like, right? That's the whole idea is that for people that are new and don't want to know or learn any of these things and just want a quick result, it should just have a learn button and that's it. You shouldn't see any of this. So I don't know. It's weird because then at the end of the day, if you do see all this, then you're more often than not just going to start doing your own thing. If you do have an understanding or you have a slight understanding or whatever, it doesn't make any sense.
For you to get creative and get into it. And if you're a seasoned vet and you want to save some time, how about trying Auto Series on your mix?
I don't know
next
if you're
time?
saving any time though, because he still had to take his time to fine tune it to how he would have wanted it, and he could have just did that in the first place.
Get to the finish line faster, get somewhere, and be creative with it.
Because that's another thing too. Do we want to, for professionals, for people that are like really in here or like in the middle, do we want to be more creative or do we want to be better at what we do? Does that make sense?
What this is about, right? Look, I've been Lucas's for Solid State Logic. These have been powered by Sonovol.
It's a good video though.
I think,
I mean, it's a good video in the sense of like, I like this guy. Like out of all the plugin companies, there's a few people that I'm just like, I can't, doesn't make any sense. So I can just tell there's no, it's just a straight up like, what's it called? Just because they have a huge following on Instagram or something. I hate that. But maybe I'll be there one day. I don't know. I don't have a huge following on Instagram, but I do some collabs or whatever. But yeah, that was exactly how I
go
expected
check
it
them
to
out. They're
go.
in your download manager, ready and waiting to go. And I will see you next time for more tips, tricks, and
Also,
tutorials.
they dropped another plugin, right? Or no, they dropped an interface today. Let me see. Let me do this. And let me exit out of this. Let me go to Solid State. Oh wait, maybe it's on their website or their YouTube page already. Let's see. It is not. I saw they dropped a interface, but I don't know where. Controllers interface. Is it this? The UMD 192? Yes, it is. But it's like for live. And I mean that doesn't really matter, I guess. Let me see. Hold up, hold up. Hold up, trap, hold up, trap. Alright, there we go. Yeah, there it is. I wonder if they're gonna make a more studio. I know this technically could be used in the studio if you wanted to, but let's see. 192, a powerful USB interface, okay, designed to meet broadcast, professional live sound, and high spec studio environment. So they are still, it's geared towards that. But it would be cool if they dropped a little. I like the interface. I don't like all this, but it makes sense. Like I said, it is geared towards whatever. So if this was only for studio or more geared towards studio stuff, this would probably be XLRs, TRS inputs, or maybe like a loopback or something. But I like the screen. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. But yeah, it seems like you can see that they're doing that. That's cool. And then you got another USB. Oh, I see. I wonder if you can plug in your current interface into that. Let's see. Let's see. Down to your USB with third party. Split feed. Okay, okay. Ultra low. Let's see. Where is broadcast? Okay. Compliant. Oh, they don't mention it. I mean, I see the USB there, but that's for live sound settings. So here we go. Maddie, broadcast, live sound recording, recording studio. There we go. So yeah, you can tap into their new console right into the front of the interface and then just back into there. That's nice. With playback, okay. So yeah, it's just a small little Dante interface. Um, interesting. Interesting. How much are those? Let me see. Let's see how much those broadcasts or not broadcasts. Those freaking AI plugins are. Let's see. It's only been 30 minutes, huh? Feels like it's been 2 hours. Where they at though? I'm surprised they're not like not on the front page. Instrument. Like there it is. Let's see. Do we have to go here to see all of them? There we go. The bundle. 50 bucks right now. It was, or it's gonna be 99. Oh no, I'm tripping. It's gonna be 99 for all three and 150. Hmm. Interesting. 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 Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think if they sell them towards people that aren't into it, or not into mixing, I mean, then it makes sense. But for people that are already established or have an understanding of what all this is and is doing, then those are the people that this is not for. Because it's kind of the same thing. Like, if I have like a mastering plugin, for instance, right? I'm no mastering engineer officially. I have an understanding of it. Don't understand all the metering and stuff, but it is nice to only have a view of the LUF meter or whatever the case is. And I feel like it's the same thing. Like, if I was new, I don't know what the hell this is doing. I don't know what all these knobs mean. I can probably hear what they're doing, but I still don't know what they're doing. So it'd be nice to just be like, let me hide this panel, this panel, this panel. Let me just have this little learn button right there, on and off switch. And then it says the name of what it's doing. You have an EQ dynamic and a bus compressor. That would make more sense to me. That would feel a little bit more interesting. Let's see what else they got. What else do they got? Is there anything else on sale? Channel strips, stripadoodas. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Acoustifier transforms your acoustic DI signal into a rich studio quality recording. Interesting. I have this. I haven't used it in like 4 years. I have this too. No, I have the other thing. I like this. This is what I have. The Meter Pro. And the Meter. Let's see. And I'm not really interested in these. I don't know what it is about the Harrison stuff. They just need to rebrand. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know they're trying to, but they just need to like, I don't know. It just looks a little dated. Unfortunately, people, even myself, purchase with UI stuff, so I don't know. It looks modern, but it still looks old. But that's just me. Anyways, yeah, that's the AI. That was my AI rant. Maybe I'll make this into like a little short or something. But um, yeah, I don't really do lives too much. The last one popped off, so it seems like mostly people come back to it later on. So, anyways, I think that's it. That was my rant. Let me know what you think. Do you use AI plugins? Which ones? Are you buying these? Let me know. Uh, yeah, yeah.